If there's one thing that Game of Thrones ever taught us, it's that if Charles Dance is your dad, you're probably really fucked up.
In seeking life, I created death.
Guillermo del Toro made a Frankenstein movie. Has he not already done that? It feels like his entire vibe lends itself to doing that. He's been around for years and years. Is it insane to anybody else just to think this is the first time he's ever done anything with the Frankenstein story? Frankenstein stars Oscar Isaac, Jacob Elordi, Mia Goth, more Mia Goth. I know dual roles are popular this year, and it isn't even the first time Mia Goth has done 2 roles in one film, but getting her to play the same guy's mother and love interest, like, Guillermo del Toro seems like one of those naughty little freaks who thinks that Oedipus was a lucky son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we get to hear the story of Victor Frankenstein as he takes shelter on this ship in the Arctic, trying to escape this giant creature that's chasing him, and he tells the tale of how when he was 12, his mother died, and he saw that happen and decided to spend the rest of his life taking vengeance on death for stealing her, and then he goes on to create this giant monster, so that he can basically take out his rage on not getting to fuck his brother's wife on this giant man baby thing. Yes, that's what guys do instead of going to therapy. So there's some mild homoeroticism, which I'm pretty sure Jacob Elordi puts in his contract for every film. If it's not bros being horny with each other, he ain't there for it. Lots of Mia Goth finding hideous things beautiful, which frankly is exactly what you would expect from this kind of film. Like, I mean, the fact that her and Guillermo del Toro have finally found each other is the real love story, and I assume that they're going to proceed to make more films together than Emma Stone and the Yorgos Lanthimos have. Anyway, so it's the classic tale of a man who, you know, creates these things using science and goes too far and can't control them, and I just realized that Mary Shelley is directly responsible for Jurassic Park and therefore all of the Jurassic World films. This feels immediately like a sort of timeless classic. I'm willing to say that. I mean, similar to how Nosferatu at the beginning of the year created this modern take on a classic story, but with such a standard of costuming, of period setting, of heart, and of fascination with what originally made that story tick in the first place, that it becomes this, like, thing that, even if it's not necessarily heralded as one of the very best films of, like, the 2020s, I feel like it's going to be one of the most well-remembered. It's just such a, it's such a perfect meeting point of actors, especially Mia Goth, but the others too, with director and with story, all of that just coming together to make this moment that you think, yeah, that's probably, at the end of his career, going to be the one that people look at for Guillermo del Toro. And I'm saying that, you know, he's already got things like Pan's Labyrinth that everyone looks at, but I feel like this is the one that people are going to be like, yeah, that's his true masterpiece. And it is for all of those actors as well. They're like true big, that one is the one. And even for Frankenstein as a story, I don't know if there's a take on it that you can say is actually much better than this. I'm not necessarily saying it is an instant favorite for me or anything, but it has this sense of just this incredible nature, and it's also 2.5 hours long and doesn't even remotely feel that long, which is crazy, because even if you really love a film, you can still feel the length a lot of the time. This one, if I hadn't known going in that it was 2.5 hours, I wouldn't have believed it. It's also the perfect example of how some men just create all of their own problems, literally. I love how it moves. I love all of the performances. The cast has such depth and is so truly memorable at every turn. Not just the leads, you know, Christoph Waltz, David Bradley, epic. Elordi is just nuts. You know, I've never, like, thought about him as like, oh yeah, he's an incredible actor, but I kind of do now. I have to now. It was just such a good performance, and I just felt so wrapped up in the story that I didn't even remotely notice the time passing by. It really is an immediate epic, an immediate classic, an immediate moment in time that I will very much be angry that I didn't see in the cinema because Netflix. But what are you going to do? I do think this is a film everyone should see. It's a film that should get more Oscar nominations and buzz than I've heard about it getting so far, at least. And I love so much about it. I love the fact that the monster is mostly just wandering around thinking, is it possible for me to die? Which makes him so relatable to millennials. That's I think it is a deeply memorable, immediately film. So many things about it are just, they stick in your mind. You know, it has so many of the great lines from the novel, but it doesn't feel the need to stick to it completely, which I think is a good idea. It's good. It's a 150, plus year story. you shouldn't stick exactly to the novel at this stage. We need something fresh added to it, and that's what he's given us without feeling like he's straying too far from what made it tick as a story. So I'm giving That Slutty Boy Will Do Anything for a Head Pat 4.5 stars. I can't believe there wasn't sexy. It's Guillermo del Toro. This man made The Shape of Water. He's not going to do a Mia Goth and the giant monster Jacob Elordi sex scene. It's just crazy to me. Just crazy to me. What? Yeah. I'm not complaining, but I'm surprised.